the Columbus Blue Jackets are going through it right now, and it's hard to watch. They are currently on a 9-game losing streak and currently 4th last in the NHL. It's a little bit of a gong show over there in Columbus, Ohio, and we're going to go through a little bit of it right now. This is a team that's really struggled to stay out of the headlines this season, as, even before it started, they had Mike Babcock, who didn't even get to coach a game because obviously he was just being inappropriate again with the players. Surprise, surprise, the guy's a fucking weirdo. So he's out. And then you bring in Pascal Vincent, who was, the associate coach last season in Columbus, and probably not their first pick, assuming, they waited that long to get Babcock. They probably were not hoping that Pascal Vincent would be the leader behind the bench, but that is the cards that they are dealt, and that is their guy, right? So looking past the coaching, this was supposed to be a really fun team this season. We've got Johnny Gaudreau back playing with Patrik Laine, who's now playing at center, looked very good in the preseason at center, and then you've got all these really fun young players like Kent Johnson, Kirill Marchenko, David Yurchek, Cole Sillinger, list goes on. This is supposed to be a really fun young team. And to start the year, it seemed like it was going to be that way. The first couple of games went all right for Columbus. But after that, it has just been a nightmare. And Pascal Vincent has, kind of pulled out the strap a bit. He has been benching players who have not been playing well, and there's no issue with that. But, I was listening to Elliot Freeman and Jeff Merrick talk on the 32 Thoughts podcast, and they were saying, all these guys are getting benched, but there's really no one responding to that. So has, Pascal Vincent already lost the room? Maybe. Is this just such a disaster that, the players are just, checked out already? Possibly, right? But it's just such a weird situation with the lineup that they have. Maybe they shouldn't be, cup contenders, but they definitely shouldn't be as bad or performing as poorly as they are. And I understand why Johnny Gaudreau and Patrik Laine have been getting benched. They both got benched for the last 10 minutes, I believe, of one of their previous games when they were trailing. And you know what? Fine. If they're going to have a bad game, bad shift, bad couple of games put together, and you want to bench them, that is totally understandable. But I think it's weird in the last 10 minutes of the game when you're not putting out your best players to, maybe break out of that early season slump, because it is still early in the year. I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily reversible for Columbus if they're trying to make the playoffs, but I just think it's comical to think that you're going to, come out of that game without Patrik Laine or Johnny Gaudreau, right? I understand they're not playing the best hockey of their lives right now, but you need to play those players to get them out of that slump. I don't think that, putting them up in the press box or, just sitting and watching a game is really going to do anything, because what's the message you're sending? It's that, okay, well, this didn't work, we're going to try this. And it doesn't really seem like there's a reason necessarily for a lot of the benchings. It's just, well, we have to try something. And now that it's Patrik Laine, I thought that it was weird that, Laine got scratched. His stats are not great, and I know he's had some bad shifts this season, but maybe it's because he's at center. Like, have we tried that? Have we thought about that? Maybe we should be moving him back to the wing, where he has played his entire NHL career. He's played 9 games starting at center this season, and he has, at times looked fine, and at times looked lost. Maybe it would have been smarter to move him to wing, right, where he's played his entire NHL career, where he's scored all of those goals. Let's maybe try that first before we totally just say, no, you know what, Patty, you're benched. And he said he was embarrassed by it, and maybe that's what Columbus needs. Maybe this will light a fire under Patty, but we know, as Jets fans, this is Jets channel primarily, that he's a very streaky player, and when he gets down on himself, he is very hard on himself. So you almost need to find a way to lift Patty up when he's struggling, right? And, instead of kind of shaming him and giving him a night off and putting him up in the press box to watch the game. I don't think that was the best move by Pascal Vincent and the, whole coaching staff there in Columbus. But again, I'm not an NHL coach. It's not my decision. But I just think that it's very odd the way things are going in Columbus right now, and especially with Patrik Laine. On that note, what do you do with Patrik Laine? Because, I know there's been whispers and stuff like that about, oh, he's going to be moved, and, oh, this is his last season in Columbus. He's got 2 years left after this season with over $9 million per year. And that is a tough contract to move in today's NHL, and I don't really see a trade happening. I mean, Columbus would have to take on a monster cap dump, like over $6 million roughly, for most teams just to take on Patrik Laine. And I don't know. I just don't think that that's what they want to do. They invested a lot in him, obviously trading Pierre-Luc Dubois. So I don't think that they're interested in really getting rid of Laine, but I do think that they are going to look for other ways to possibly use him, or at least I hope so anyway. Fantilli and Laine have looked good at times this season. Maybe they do try, to get those guys working together with maybe Gaudreau. Maybe they split up Laine and Gaudreau. Maybe they try that. But this is a team that desperately needs a first-line center. After Laine, I understand why they're playing him there, because they don't really have anybody else that's capable of playing first-line center. Adam Fantilli's a great player right now in his career, but, I don't know. Are you ready to play him up against the league's best? I think probably not. Boone Jenner, okay, maybe he's your first-line center, but realistically, he's probably, at best, a pretty good second-line center, right? So they are in a pickle for sure. It's been noted now that they are looking pretty heavily for a centerman to bring in, so hopefully Columbus is able to figure out that center position. But one last thing that I want to talk about is Kent Johnson, because he is currently not in the NHL right now. He is in the AHL, and this was a guy last season that played 79 games, put up 40 points, and looked like he was going to be, living up to the top 5 pick potential. And this season he came in, had a little bit of a slow start, and immediately is sent down to the AHL. And there's guys like Justin Danforth and a bunch of other plugs on this Columbus team that are playing over him. And I can't get over how odd and strange that is, because right now you're already, in the tank. You've lost 9 in a row. The season may not be salvageable, and you're still playing guys like that. What are we doing here, guys? Come on. Put him back in the lineup. I don't understand that. It's just so weird that they would go ahead and put him down for as long as they have. I'm sure he'll be back up soon, but I think it is very, very weird that Columbus would just put him down in the AHL after having a pretty successful year last year. That's got to be demoralizing for Kent, and right now with the state of the team, there's no reason why he shouldn't be there. So in conclusion, the Columbus Blue Jackets have a lot to fix, and I don't really see a way of getting out of it unless they're able to acquire a real legit top 6 center, and maybe getting some guys going that aren't, because right now it was kind of viewed that if the Blue Jackets were able to get everything to go right this year, that they would be a playoff team, and so far nothing has gone right for them, and they are one of the worst teams in the NHL currently. A lot to fix here. I don't think that Pascal Vincent is the long-term coaching option. I think that he will probably be replaced next season if things keep going the way that they are going, and I don't know. So a lot of guys got to play better. A lot of guys got to start buying in on that team, and the coaching staff has to be putting their players in a position to succeed. But with that, guys, I am going to hop on out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Not your conventional video here on the channel. It's not Jets related, but I think that I'm going to start doing other NHL content as well when the Jets aren't, at the focus of the media, if there's not a ton to talk about. So definitely keep an eye out for more NHL content just in general. But with that, guys, I am going to hop on out of here. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about the Columbus Blue Jackets, about Patrik Laine, and the coaching decisions this year. I want to hear all about it. But yeah, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Go Jets go, if you're a Jets fan. Bye-bye.